So what are some things that Colorado is famous for? Skiing, snowboarding, and weed.
According to the Denver Post, in 2012, Amendment 64 was passed and recreational cannabis was legalized.
We are students. We're closely related to these issues, and I found myself following the progression of the laws and pros and cons from legalizing marijuana.
As a student, recreational marijuana hasn't really impacted me personally because it's not legal for me, but being from Portland and coming into Denver, where both of these cities and states allow the use of recreational marijuana, which has made me more aware of, please start over. And I've acclimated to the culture and the experiences that it brings into my surroundings, the places I live. It is definitely not a negative thing. I'd say it's positive for sure.
Now, if you've kept up with recent ballots, you would have seen the new motion to allow smoking within public places.
In this speech, we will showcase the benefits of marijuana and how passing Bill 300 will be a step in the right direction for Colorado. Cannabis has a unique history, particularly in our home state. You may think that we've always been this liberal about the consumption of cannabis, but according to William Breeze, since 1917, the use and cultivation of marijuana was a misdemeanor, and in 1929 even escalated to a felony.
It was less than 40 years later, in 1968, that there was a notable public shift in information. Colleges in Colorado had an influx of the herb, and it was reported by the Westward that 67% favored usage of marijuana.
Beginning in 1975, the acceptance of marijuana politically began to evolve. The laws began to break down and resumed to be a petty offense. Minor changes kept taking place in the 2000s. The ball started to roll more and more with requests for the medical usage of Mary J.
The boom began just after the election of President Obama, when dispensaries began to pop up everywhere following the Ogden memo. Marijuana activists kept pushing, and in 2012, the famous Amendment 64 legalized the recreational consumption of Mary J. and legal possession of up to 1 ounce of cannabis.
First, public means a 21 and over environment, by a business that has obtained a permit and keeps the smoking areas out of public sight.
Second, all consumption must be with a vape device and no lasting smell will be allowed. Third, the business would have to have at least one additional approval from a registered neighborhood organization before applying for a permit, and patrons would need to bring their own cannabis.
If you have existing doubts about marijuana, we understand, but today more and more information about the benefits of weed are being discovered that may sway your feelings towards the plant and those who use it.
Medically, it can be used to treat symptoms drastically in patients with anxiety, depression, and patients with illness that includes seizures. Some studies have shown it to decrease progression of Alzheimer's. It can ease pain with things such as joint pain and arthritis. Along with these benefits, it can speed up metabolism, therefore helping with weight loss.
The tax revenue on marijuana creates more money to be distributed in important places such as schools and work. Dispensary ad benefits the local newspaper and other ad-related resources. It attracts many more people during tourist seasons, such as summer and winter, and it decreases the amount of money spent on prisoners charged and held on marijuana-related cases.
Also, Colorado has seen a decrease in crime all around. Less sales of marijuana on the streets. There is less crime now because it's been legal to buy weed. Some studies show it decreases violence in the streets as well.
Though there is a great number of benefits to cannabis and opening up usage to the public, we want to stand by our morals and give proper attention to the potential dangers around the expansion of this bill.
The regulation of edibles and laced products is very slim. You want to be careful in the consumption of some products.
An example from the medical marijuana directory says, some companies use edibles as a way to dispose of marijuana that otherwise could not be used, like buds laden with spider mites or mold.
My main concern with Measure 300 would not be that you're able to consume it in a public domain, like such as a business or anything like that. It's more that driving while intoxicated or while high might increase, because when you're smoking weed, you're not able to drive. You're not 100% present. It's kind of the same. It's the same idea as when you're drunk. You're not 100% aware, focused, or fully engaged in driving, which may lead to an increase in accidents, people getting hurt, which is definitely not a great thing.
We want what's best for Colorado, but we also want what's best for you. That being said, marijuana is an intoxicant, so you do not drive under the influence. Treat it like you would as alcohol.
Colorado is a great state and a part of a better nation. Here, we're protected by the Constitution, which gives us a whole range of freedoms.
It's a human right. Marijuana comes from seed that is grown naturally without chemical processing.
Ask yourself if the regulation of marijuana inhibits your right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
In the 10th Amendment of the Constitution, the power to prohibit the use of any drug, including alcohol, is reserved to the states respectively or to the people.
So here's what we want you guys to do.
We ask you to use your given rights to vote for Bill 300.
Actively take a stance and support this right.
Make our community safer by giving them an outlet to where people can smoke.
Give tourists a taste of what Colorado has been known for.
Increase local businesses and jobs.
But just remember to enjoy the benefits that marijuana has brought to Colorado. Thank you.